The sky above Washington, D.C. turned into a scene of unimaginable horror. It was a Wednesday evening, January 29, 2025, at approximately 8:50 p.m. Eastern Time. American Airlines Flight 5342, a Bombardier CRJ-700, was on its final descent. Its destination, Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport. But tragedy struck. A U.S. Army Black Hawk helicopter on a routine training mission collided with the passenger jet. The impact was catastrophic. Both aircraft, carrying a total of 70 souls, plummeted into the icy waters of the Potomac River. The crash sent shockwaves through the nation's capital and beyond. First responders rushed to the scene, but their hopes of finding survivors quickly faded. The frigid waters, coupled with the sheer force of the impact, painted a grim picture. The collision occurred just minutes away from Reagan National Airport, throwing the usually busy airspace into chaos. Flights were diverted, and the airport was temporarily shut down. The nation watched in horror as news of the tragedy unfolded, with images of debris floating in the Potomac River dominating television screens. The crash served as a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the unpredictable nature of fate. The crash claimed the lives of all 67 people on board both aircraft. 60 passengers and 4 crew members were on the American Airlines flight. The Black Hawk helicopter carried 3 U.S. Army personnel. Among the victims were families returning home, business travelers on their way to important meetings, and dedicated servicemen carrying out their duties. The crash sent shockwaves through various communities across the nation. The figure skating world mourned the loss of rising stars Evgenia Shishkova, Vadim Naumov, Jinnah Han, and Spencer Lane. They were on their way to a competition in Washington, their dreams and aspirations cut tragically short. A group of friends, brought together by their shared love for duck hunting, also perished in the crash. They were returning from a trip, their camaraderie and laughter silenced forever. The crash also claimed the lives of the dedicated flight crew of American Airlines Flight 5342, Captain Jonathan J. Campos, First Officer Sam Lilly, and Flight Attendant Denasia Brown Elder. Their commitment to safety and their dedication to their passengers ended tragically in the icy waters of the Potomac. The U.S. Army mourned the loss of the 3 soldiers on board the Black Hawk helicopter. Among them was Chief Warrant Officer 3 Ryan O'Hara, a highly respected crew chief known for his leadership and expertise. Their absence left a void in their units and a deep sense of loss within the military community. The immediate aftermath of the crash saw a massive search and rescue operation. Multiple agencies, including DC Fire and EMS, the FBI, and the U.S. Coast Guard, worked tirelessly in the face of challenging conditions. Boats scoured the surface of the Potomac, divers braved the frigid waters, and helicopters searched from the sky. However, the operation quickly shifted from rescue to recovery. The icy waters, the strong currents, and the debris field complicated the efforts. It was a painstaking process, with every recovered piece of wreckage and every recovered body adding to the grim reality of the tragedy. As the recovery efforts continued, the nation turned its attention to understanding what caused this horrific accident. The National Transportation Safety Board, or NTSB, launched a full-scale investigation. Their team of experts descended upon the crash site, determined to piece together the events leading to the collision. The investigation focused on several key areas, including air traffic control procedures, pilot actions, and the aircraft themselves. The black boxes from both the CRJ-700 and the Black Hawk helicopter were recovered, offering crucial insights into the final moments of the flight. The investigation into the crash of American Airlines Flight 5342 and the U.S. Army Black Hawk helicopter is ongoing. However, preliminary findings have raised serious concerns about the safety of the airspace over Washington, D.C. The NTSB revealed that the air traffic controller responsible for the area was handling 2 positions at the time of the crash, a situation that has raised questions about staffing levels and workload. Furthermore, the investigation revealed that the Black Hawk helicopter was flying nearly 200 feet below its assigned altitude. The reasons for this deviation remain unclear, but it has focused attention on the training and procedures of military pilots operating in civilian airspace. The crash has also reignited the debate about the effectiveness of collision avoidance systems. The tragic collision has sparked calls for reform. Lawmakers and aviation experts are demanding a thorough review of air traffic control procedures, particularly in congested airspaces like Washington, D.C. There is a growing consensus that steps must be taken to improve coordination between civilian and military air traffic control to ensure that such a tragedy is never repeated. The crash of American Airlines Flight 5342 and the U.S. Army Black Hawk helicopter serves as a painful reminder of the importance of aviation safety. It is a stark reminder that behind the statistics and the investigations are real people, with families and loved ones left to grieve their loss. As the investigation continues, the nation waits for answers, hoping that lessons will be learned and that steps will be taken to prevent such a tragedy from ever happening again.